Let's get him in more games.
Is PD in Smash Ultimate?
It is. It is Piranha Plant's ult. He turns into PD.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Actually, speaking of ults, Fusion, we're in grand finals.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate set of the tournament here. SeaBunnies have been changing their names like every game, I think.
Yeah,
Am I
well,
crazy?
I'm glad because there's a lot of whatsy who's it going on, and I was really needing a doohickey, so I'm really glad. I'm actually really glad that they did that. They really met my needs without actually knowing what they were, and I really appreciate that. However, Flash Flood looking to meet their own needs as they're going to be the first to cap the zone.
Yeah, that's going to be an early cap for Flash Flood. They have control so far. That is that Sorella? What tent is that?
Do you need to get close? Do you need your glasses? Do you need your 4 or 5 pairs of glasses?
I forgot this was a kit. I didn't even realize Tent got a new kit. This is crazy. Giving Tent mist. That's right. I remember.
Does it have mist or dart?
Mist.
Okay.
And I was like, oh yeah. Why would they give Tent mist? It's going to use so much ink. And wouldn't you know it, they buffed Toxic Mist again, and now it's cheaper. So way more usable over on this left side. And also, Flash Flood is the team that I played with in the first SeaBATTLE. Just Riki is subbing in instead. Super duper high level player from Splat 2 who hasn't played too much in Splat 3, or at least I haven't seen them in comp too much. They've been playing solo for sure.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of work here on that left side with that bucket. Strikes are going to come out on the zone and neutralize it. That is going to be a couple picks. This may be enough. Yeah, SeaBunnies to cap the zone, so they have some life in this game.
Yeah, a really quick stop at the 6-point mark, adding a very hefty penalty to Flash Flood. Super big hurdle to try to jump over to get back on track here. A little bit of a skirmishy fight happening behind the zone there with the folks of SeaBunnies, but however, I think Flash Flood is going to be the winner of that team fight. They're very close to recapping the zone, however, the tri-strikes are going to kind of flip the script on that one. And that's SeaBunnies actually taking the zone back and no penalty in sight, so they really just have to play their cards right here to keep it.
Yeah, it's going to certainly be difficult, and that going down in the zone is not going to help. That's 2 members going down into the zone there. Huge picks coming out from Flash Flood, just storming back in. 3 members. That is a delayed wipe onto SeaBunnies. Huge penalty for Flash Flood, but they've shown they can work through that in a jiffy for sure. Riki on this right side not quite able to find a pick, but Flash Flood being so aggressive, this may come back to bite them if they end up going multiple members down in the process.
Low-key, I felt like Riki just sacrificed Candy there for a second. They like made the space to try to get on that platform, and then Candy was like, oh, don't mind if I do, and then they immediately jumped out as soon as they saw things going sideways. So a good use of bait, if you will, from Riki. Sorry about that, Candy, but we appreciate your efforts and what you do, especially on that end zap giving us a cooler. We like that. That's SeaBunnies taking the zone back into possession here, looking to try to maintain some paint. It seems like SeaBunnies does a really good job of clapping back and making sure that they can recapture the zone, but they can't really get much past the zone, if that makes sense. Most of the team fight that's been happening has either been on the zone or on SeaBunnies' side.
Ooh, interesting interaction here. Yeah, super duper interesting interaction because of those new kits over on the right. So the Booyah Bomb is going to allow Kalana to survive that fight, the doohickey. Now Osa on that right side with the bucket, finding 1 pick. There's 2 more members of Flash Flood on this wall. Osa's going to find 1, hunt down the last one. That's going to be Eevee forced to jump out. And SeaBunnies has control again. They haven't quite gotten too much of a lead, but they've certainly shown some good control. That said, that going down to that bomb there may make things difficult.
Yeah, not really wanting to get splatted on the zone there, so unfortunate timing for Splat Bomb and Osa to be comboing together behind that pillow. Booyah Bomb is going to come out looking at 5 here to try to create some space and push around the members of Flash Flood to keep them away from zone. The cooler being out, however, going to be exiting the game just as quickly as they can get back in. You had dual Booyah Bombs coming out, or I believe that was dual Tri-Strikes actually coming out and trying to combat one another. And there's, Fusion, I didn't even realize there was chumps. Goose is using chumps.
Yep. Yeah, that's that new tent umbrella. The chumps, very interesting. My brain is not expecting those to come from a tent umbrella at all. Now, time is ticking down. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh no, before the strikes come out, that Zuka from Eevee finds a pick. Huge stuff but is challenged in turn from the Stamper from Doohickey. Finds one more pick. They're just dashing all over the place, not able to get the pick. That could have allowed them to camp that jump if possible. 3 members down onto Seabunnies. Flash Flood seems like they're going to be able to knock it out just before the timer gets to them. Great hold from them, and they take game 1.
Unfortunate for Doohickey getting outplayed by a Gizmo Huya, which you hate to see it. It's really, really tough when that happens. It's tough to come back.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Thingamabob swinging that Splatana Gizmo gadget and glibbity globbity.
I forgot about Thingamabob. That's a good one.
Thingamabob's Kalana's name.
It is. Well, no, they were Doohickey.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Sorry.
Don't get it. I put that one in its own camp. I mean, well, okay, Eddie just popped the thingamajig to start the Whoosy What's It. We're going to go back and watch Doohickey and the gang try to take a fight here on Ship Shape Tower. We've seen a lot of Ship Shape Tower today. I feel like we live here.
We do. I mean, yeah.
I feel like I'm working overtime.
We see a lot of cargo ships come and go. I mean, not just in the game here, but yeah, Seabunnies definitely showed some signs of life that game, and they're showing some signs of life here as they find 2 early picks coming out. 5 now with that cooler, helping her team move up on that left side. This is really what's going to make the difference. Yeah, whether they can clear it out, and that seems like they are now. They got to be careful because those Zookas are going to be coming out any second now. Here they come. The Tent Umbrella has it. The strikes are over on that left side. They're going to be coming out onto the tower. Seabunnies is still managing to hang in there, but if they can survive the Zuka, they could get that check, but just so many specials are going to make it so difficult for Seabunnies to really capitalize this early. They're going to have to take another fight.
Yeah, they really came out the gate swinging in this one, Fusion, getting down to the 75. Unfortunately, though, finding themselves... Oh, no, that's Flash Flood finding themselves in the soft wipe scenario. So we do have that checkpoint for Seabunnies on the first check. And I'd like to add, folks, the different conglomerate of folks that have been in and out of Seabunnies, but also having like a couple of different names, have made podium a few times. Some of these folks, especially I believe Kalana has actually won SeaBATTLE 2 and has consistently kind of been, with Seaglass, and has consistently been in the podium area. So they're looking to try to actually close it out and see if they can get onto that first place again. But the folks of Seabunny have been looking to try to get first place since SeaBATTLE 2. Yeah. So they've been consistently coming back with different folks, different names. Seabunnies has kind of been a little bit consistent name-wise and team-wise, plus or minus 1 or 2 people, but looking to still try to take the win since SeaBATTLE 2 coming in here. And like Fusion said, Flash Flood were the winners of SeaBATTLE 1, with Fusion being in there. However, Riki is actually subbing in. So really interesting storyline coming to a head here. Seabunnies getting quite a phenomenal opening down to the 29 mark. Flash Flood, though, that's Candy closing out that first check.
I'm nervous, though, because the team that gets that first lead on this map almost never wins. They always manage to lose the lead at that final checkpoint. I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if it's, playing too defensive. But, yeah, here we go. That is going to be the lead in the favor of Flash Flood. They're getting that checkpoint. The strikes are going to come out, but Flash Flood's still alive and kicking. Here they go up into that top right, storming into the base. The 10th umbrella is going to make it so difficult to move forward. They are going to wipe out Seabunnies and take game 2.
Insult to injury on that one, launching the Zuka right at the end there. You could see Osa literally just step foot out of the spawning washer, coffee machine, whatever it is, whatever that device, whatever the Whoosy What's It, the gizmo that Osa came out of immediately as soon as they made landfall. They were taken out just as quick. That's Flash Flood taking us into our match point here. It's going to all come to an end, maybe, on Umami Ruins, and we're going to play Clam Blitz. Economy looking questionable.
They had the same record. They went like 2-1 in pools, I believe, but because of a 3-way tiebreaker, they didn't make it to Top Cut.
Yeah. I remember that. That was really crazy. But hey, you know what? Let's take us home, Fusion. Flash Flood and Seabunnies. We're in the final round here. Maybe. Unless Seabunnies wants to make a change.
Doohickey!
Oh, no! Not unless we lose our doohickey before the game even starts.
I was using that.
I was using that. Man.
How am I going to do the thingy without the doohickey?
When they're playing, they go, dimension the dice. And then it like spins the dice on screen, and then something happens. That's all I remember. That's all I got.
Yeah, I only remember like Yugi and Kaiba and Pegasus and the guy in the dub who says America a lot.
Well, so you know what's good is I actually had an extra doohickey in one of our supply boxes, so we can actually just use mine, and doohickey's now back in the game.
Yeah. Excellent. Anyways, we have the thingies working. We're going to just manage what we can till the thingamabobs stop functioning as expected, all according to proper. Yeah, Ricky's doing some work here on that right side, but doohickey manages to win the fight, sneak in, manages to clean up over on that right side. That 10th Pearl is just being such a pain for Seabunnies to deal with, moving in on that right side. As soon as the tank goes away, you think you have an opening. Nope, right into the waiting, the loving jaws of that carbon roller from Eevee, or into Candy's zap here. But Seabunnies still holding strong in the middle of the map. Again, this is Clam Blitz. It's going to take some time to get those clams, get that economy going, get your specials ready, and perhaps move up towards that enemy base. Nicely placed Booyah Bomb is going to find a pick, create an opening here on that left side. Are Seabunnies going to be able to do anything with it? The 10's on the right side. Doohickey really, really does not want Goose in the picture.
No, Doohickey is hungry, and they said that you stole my thingamabob, and I want it back. And Goose is trying to maintain their distance and say, no, I didn't, no, I didn't, no, I didn't. Come and fight me for it. Maybe. And I'm hoping Fusion. So what we got to see on the third place match, like that's my goat was having. They had all the tools and they kept launching the specials after special, but then they didn't have the resources to actually get in to the basket area and actually cause a breakage to the basket. It was really, really challenging for them, and I'm kind of seeing a similar script here because we've gone already like 2 minutes into this game and nothing has happened.
Yeah, oh, man, that top mid. I mean, despite everything that's happening, I definitely feel like Flash Flood has controlled that top mid pretty well. We've constantly seen either the zap or the bucket moving over top, and we just saw 5 like have to completely abandon it because without her team, she's not able to really do anything to move up and take that position. But still, 2.5 minutes in, completely neutral game. No points on the board just yet. So many clams in the pockets of Seabunnies. If they have, if they're going to be able to sneak, or if they do sneak in, they could get a lot of points on that board, and that Booyah Bomb can create the opening that they need.
Yeah, and there goes the Booyah Bomb flying in on the basket. The cooler actually being popped at the same time, so we are boosted and ready to go and actually make the first pop here for Seabunnies. Not a lot of follow-up to be had, though. You can see some folks have some stuff that they could follow up with. It looks like maybe they're waiting to actually get that in there. That's Lappy getting a couple clams in there before they peace out and jump back into the spawn with the rest of their teammates. Down to the 77 mark. Finally, Fusion, we got something going 3 minutes in.
Yeah, that is a few points on the board that does supply Flash Flood with that pity clam. They could grab it to get those extra special charge, but they're not going to just yet. Here they are on top mid. Zuka's at the ready. 2 members down. The Zuka's going to come out, but wow, a snipe. And managing to dodge that Zuka is 5. Great shots coming in. The power clam is going to come in behind it, but still, despite the lead and considerable number of points, most of the members of Seabunnies are still alive. So this is a lead, but it's not game over or anything like that just yet. Seabunnies managing to hold on, but Flash Flood getting a lot more value out of their push than Seabunnies was able to.
I really, like, if I could slow down time, I'd really like to see where 5 was standing when both Zuka shots went towards them, because you could just see their little 5 poking out from behind the water tower, and it's like, how did you just narrowly escape that? There was nowhere to go, really, and they just maintained that so well, so that was really well played. And a good shot, too, off of Eevee, kind of getting Eevee out of the danger zone there. That's 2 members of Flash Flood going down now. A pretty decent hill to climb up, though, if you're Seabunnies. You have at least 8 clams in your pocket, which is looking pretty good considering Flash Flood has got nothing. And they actually also just lost a member to boot as well. The Tri-Strikes are going to come out and provide a little bit more paint. Do they know? I'm not sure, because to me it looks like Seabunnies are trying to collapse in and actually make a clam of their own here. And you can see they're passing them back and forth and probably communicating of like, when are we going to go in? Can we go in? Riki's here, and the trade goes down between them and Doohickey.
Yeah, they're just taking so long to make a decision that they were just not. They just kind of let Flash Flood come back in. They have Seabunnies has a pity clamp, but that means all of the game is going to have to be won in overtime here, and that's going to be very difficult. Lappy with that crab does find a pick, but now another member going down. It's just 5 on that Snipe Raider. She's in between a rock and a hard place, and that power claim is going to make its way to the basket, and Flash Flood cleans up here. Evie flashing, I'm not sure what that was, but
it looked like a W or the number 3.
W, it's definitely a W. I was like, what is
I'm betting
this?
number 3.
Number 3.
Shout out to the number 3.
My favorite, not my favorite number.
No, but before we kind of get wrapped up here, there was one thing that you said that I really liked that I want to touch up on, and it's the fact that decision paralysis can really impact you in this game. If you waste too much time chat, like even if it's a quick chat, like because you know how call outs are if you play this game. They're really quick, they're precise, they're to the point.